Progressive Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's selection of former governor of Senator Kashim Shettima on a Muslim ticket has set the former Lagos State governor on coalition course with Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was said to have warned that such an adoption would not augur well both for the party and the country. A presidency source disclosed yesterday that Osinbajo had expressed serious objection to the adoption of a Muslim ticket. Professor Osinbajo is opposed to this thing announced on Sunday, and his objections are well known both to the party and even the flag bearer himself. The source said, adding that the VP opposed the Muslim ticket in 2014, even before what later turned out as his own eventual nomination as VP. Then it was reported to have explained to Tinubu that a Muslim ticket would simply isolate Christians. Later, the then APC flag bearer, President Buhari, also shared that position and rejected overtures to name Tinubu as his running mate after emerging as the presidential candidate. The informed source said that recently Osinbajo counselled APC chieftains and Tinubu to avoid an unbalanced ticket, arguing that such would simply be untenable and an unnecessary risk, said the source. The VP explained the logic, fairness, and justice of a balanced ticket is unassailable. The argument that merit should be considered above a Muslim-Christian balance presents a false choice. It is not one or the other. You can get all the merits you want in a balanced ticket. The VP said anything short of balanced ticket creates a needless tension and further aggravates some of the country's fault lines. But a balanced ticket certainly send a positive signal. As political tension brewed, fresh talks of political realignments were already buzzing since after the announcement on Sunday, as some other registered parties are said to be making plans to build a new coalition with Vice President Osinbajo in what is seen as an opportunity to offer a credible and faith-balanced option in next year's presidential election. The source said a meeting to explore such a possibility is now in the works. APC may have shot itself on the foot with this kind of ticket, and the tension going on in the party and the country since the announcement was made is a bad thing, the source said. Well, a lot of people have been arguing that even Osinbajo, that has been vice president who is the vice president now, that a lot of things have been happening to Christians. He has not come out to condemn all of those things and all of that. Just like some people will still argue from the angle of how the economy and the whole thing is going, and the way APC and Lai Mohammed, the rest of them, will be boasting that if not for Buhari, that even what we think that we are experiencing now would have been worse. Would have been worse by now. So you can still argue, some people can still argue it from the angle of Osinbajo, that if not because Osinbajo is there, maybe this issue of Christians who are facing one thing or the other, maybe it would have been worse as well. Because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. You can argue it the other way too, that if not because it's there, maybe a lot of things would have been done even more than what we are expecting, because that is how they always come out with that narrative to favor themselves. But that being said, that is on a lighter note. Well, Tinubu feels that all matters to him is just to win the election. But what of the aftermath? Because some people are saying, hey, the Christians, they don't come. Maybe with this one, it will help the Christians to now be involved. They say, oh, don't join politics. Oh, this and that. It is a dirty game. It is this. Of course, if you look at it, because of what has been happening. But at the end of the day, it is a lose-lose thing. It's not a win-win thing for the Christians, because if you don't want to go there and soil your hand, just like a lot of people are complaining about Osinbajo, because he's not been saying anything, because this and that, because he's just trying to maintain, made a plan. But on the other way too, it's affecting the policies that they are being, that are being put in place. It's affecting everybody, not even the Muslim or Christians alone. It's affecting everybody. And if really you want to do something in that regard, when you bring competence, when competence is really above all of those things, you begin to see that even all this religion of a thing will be will be minimal. And some people have the opinion that if it were to be, of course, this issue of a religion wouldn't have come up in the first place if the ticket has been given to Osinbajo, because definitely he can take anybody from the north, to balance himself. But at the end of the day, too, if you look at this whole thing, it's just, well, they always argue from this angle that when you talk about north, of course they have a north central, north west, or whatever this is, but they bring themselves together as one. So if you want to take it again from the angle of the south, but south is really divided because everybody is feeling big. Oh, I cannot submit to you, you cannot submit to this other person. Oh, I'm the one in charge and all of that. And this is what is bringing a Milocon from Tinubu. If they want to look at it very well, he walk on locon. You walk all over because of this selfishness and all of that. Because I'm this, I'm bigger than a country, I'm richer than a state, all of these things. So if he just wants to win the election, but the aftermath with what we are seeing on ground, things are not looking good. That is to tell you that the insecurity too is not something that is taken into consideration. All he wants is, let's just me be there and I will do whatever I want to do. I have what it takes. He has been making people king. He's the one that has been kingmaker, this and that. It doesn't matter. I have served people for 25 years. Whatever it will take, I will go ahead and do whatever I want to do, and there's nobody that will question me. That is what is happening. That is exactly what is happening, and that is what he believes in. A Milocon mentality, no matter how it's going to look, no matter how it's going to turn out, so far I get there. But what of the aftermath of the whole thing? I will keep saying it. Tinubu should have supported Professor Yemi Osinbajo to emerge as APC presidential flag bearer. But he said he has been serving all of them. He has been making them, giving them position, helping them in one way or the other. So there's no way he wants to be there. It's his own turn. Because he has been that is the, I think that's where that slogan came from. Milocon, I've been making you this, I've been making you that. This is not my turn for me to be there. Well, his desperation and ambition to be president may destroy that party. And on one thing again that even baffles me is that Buhari, who did not even support this what is it called? That's to tell you that there's fire on the mountain. He did not support Muslim tickets, but now he's not supporting. He couldn't even try it. He couldn't dare it. That is to tell you the selfishness of Buhari, because some governors went to him and they said he was able to persuade them. Why didn't you persuade yourselves then, when they were telling you, when you stood your ground, that Tinubu will not be your running mate because of this Muslim stuff? But now he's not telling everybody and support him like that. Like, seriously, with the way things have gone, that's it to tell you they don't even have his interest at heart. Well, his selfish decision has destroyed the party already. Wake up. And one of the so-called the legal advisor of the party said this time a lot of people will be resigning. A lot of people will be leaving the party. Even the ones that even agreed, or that they agree with the president, that say, oh, no problem, we have agreed, we have endorsed Tinubu at the end of the day, because they were angry that Tinubu did not even tell them. They had their own plan. Do you know that whether they just agree, okay, since the president told them, go ahead, but from the angle of Buhari himself, Buhari is not sincere with we are still going to talk on that, talk or expansions on that later. Buhari himself is not sincere at all. Buhari is not sincere about what he's asking people to do, because he couldn't even take it. Even first consecutive times that he contested, he didn't try it, because he knows the power behind that. And now he's pushing, urging Tinubu ahead. He said they happy. He say, president, let's support me. President. He say president. I don't know why they cannot call president. He's a president. So let's see how all this is go. Who is Osinbajo? A soldier without troops. Okay. Can any member of your family see Osinbajo back till the world ends? Okay. She too. Is that why you should support your whatever? I don't know what this one is saying. Pastor Osinbajo isn't of any significance in any election. He lost his polling booth and came a shameful third in the last primary. You may be slightly wrong. Osinbajo could have guaranteed his party the block votes of the church where he is presently a senior pastor. It is Islamic agenda. Let us watch and see their disaster in 2023. They believe they know it all. So just leave them, let them go in their deceit.